Yeah,
If you
I
look
mean,
right here in my screen, you can see mine's still in the box, not built.
and if you
Oh,
look
dude,
in my
that's like the
screen,
best
I don't
part.
have one.
Wow. Look at you go, Brandon.
I went from having a Vive to not having any kind of VR at all.
And then I went from having nothing to having Labo to having a Vive.
Funny how that
Wow.
works out. So some interesting
Oh.
stuff happened over the last week.
Did it?
Yeah,
I've been in a trailer, so I don't know.
Nothing,
Please,
no,
please
nothing
enlighten
interesting
me.
happened. Nothing even happened actually in the last week.
it's not often that we
Nothing
get to like
happened.
do these episodes and actually have first party news to talk about, but there's a decent amount here.
Yay!
First and foremost, Cadence of Hyrule did get a gameplay trailer in Japan,
Ooh.
and it did confirm that it will be coming out next month sometime.
Oh, double ooh.
So, like, it's
Yeah,
going to be
but
at the
the
very
important
end of
question-
spring.
The important question is it gonna get a Labo VR mode?
I'm going to
It
guess
better.
not.
But I want it.
Yeah, if there's not, I don't think I even want it. You know, I don't think I even want to play that game unless I get a Labo VR mode.
GameXplain uploaded an analysis of the minute-long video, and I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but it sounds like they might be suggesting there's co-op in the game, which is kind of exciting to me.
Yeah.
Any Zelda game where I can play with a friend is a good game in my mind.
Was there co-op in Necrodancer?
I don't remember. I've only ever played it solo, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, all that new footage looked really, really, really good.
Yeah, I'm watching this for the
Like-
first time now, and I'm impressed.
Yeah,
A
like
lot.
it's like a Zelda game.
Well, it seems to actually like be a marriage of the two things rather than, you know,
Right.
It
like
seems like they did a good job of like introducing Zelda to the
to the
That style
Necrodancer.
of
formula.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like in the original Necrodancer, it was a dungeon crawler, kind of like roguelike type thing. And here
Right.
with Zelda, it actually looks like you're traversing a world and, you know, doing that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Obviously, we'll know more when the game comes out, but I really like what I'm seeing so far.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I'm more compelled to buy it now looking at this than I was even when they originally like showed it off. And I was already interested because Zelda.
yeah, it's hard not to be interested in Zelda.
Yeah, we've gotten kind of spoiled with Zelda in the last few years. Like I mean, we're getting Link's Awakening at the end of the year. We're obviously getting this pretty soon. And who
And-
knows? It's only going to be another year or two until they're like, okay, here's Breath of the Wild 2.
I really like Nintendo's strategy with Zelda, like in the last 5 or 6
Mhm.
years. Like for the whole console life of the Wii U, we got like these sprinkles of Zelda remakes, Zelda spin-offs, you know, all of course leading up to the release of Breath of the Wild. But even after Breath of the Wild, it seems like that train's going to continue where we get like periodic smaller Zeldas in anticipation for a bigger one like 4 or 5 years down the line. That's enough to
Right.
satiate me.
Yeah. Give us those little tastes.
Yeah, the little Zelda lick.
You know, now what we need is like smaller like Mario titles that aren't, you know, so rigid. I don't know, maybe like some sort of crossover with some like 2D platformer roguelike. Like that might be cool. Like just have Mario like fighting his way through all this stuff. I don't know. Just
Super
throwing things
Mario
out, like,
Dead Cells.
right, so like, you know, we're getting all this stuff and
play it.
all these little things here and there for Zelda. Like, are we gonna get, you know, the Mario, is Mario Maker gonna get the same treatment at some point, you know? Because that'd be pretty cool, whatever form it comes in.
I mean, Mario's always been kind of like the character in the IP that Nintendo spreads its wings with. And they kind of do the same thing with Kirby, but Kirby is far more experimental, I think, than Super Mario.
Yeah.
Like, whenever they have a crazy idea, they're like, let's just do something weird. They slap Kirby on it and then release it as a new game.
Right.
Though you guys remember the time they gave Mario to Ubisoft? That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm honestly down for them to do that again.
yeah, they did do that. That was something that happened.
It turned out good for what it's worth.
I would say it turned out like maybe like A- material.
Yeah,
Not
like,
quite
it
A+,
was-
but pretty close.
That's pretty
was-
good, all things considered.
I mean, could you ask for more? That's I mean, yes, you could technically, but in terms of like, remember our expectations? Like when we first heard about that, we're like, that sounds dumb. Sounds
It-
like something we do not want.
It definitely did not sound like something I would have played. Specifically because of the Rabbids. I've never been a big fan of the Rabbids. They didn't have a great reputation at that point. But that game like reinvigorated my interest in those characters because the personalities of the Rabbids in Mario and Rabbids really made that game for me.
Rabbid Peach is just like sold, done.
Rabbid
guys nailed
Peach was a gift to mankind.
I want them to keep running with Rabbid Peach, honestly.
Like a Rabbid Peach game.
Well, maybe not that far, but like keep throwing her into like Mario stuff from now on. Just like borrow from Ubisoft back.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Like if they added her as a character to like Mario Kart or like the sports games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make her
I would be into
playable
that.
in Mario Maker. I'd really love that as like a DLC.
Oh, yes,
Hey, you can play as
please.
Rabbid Peach. What? Okay.
As long as she has a taunt where she takes a selfie, I'll be
Oh.
into it.
Yes.
In addition to Cadence of Hyrule, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate also got updated to version 3.1.
My boys got buffed. Yes.
Yeah, Paul, you got lucky in this one.
Both of my mains. Both of them.
And it seemed to be like a resounding buff for the entirety of the cast. Well, not the entirety of the cast, but a lot of them. Oh, this is Captain Falcon and his Lil Mac amiibo.
I keep them close by. All my other amiibos are over there. Way over there.
Yeah, like we were playing last night and used Captain Falcon, and one of the buffs he got was a change to his side B Raptor Boost attack.
It was helpful? Gosh. I didn't realize how broken it was before until I started using them last night, and then suddenly, hey, this is viable.
Yeah, that attack was basically useless because you could never guarantee he was actually going to hit the person with it. But
And now it feels like it goes so fast, too. I love it.
yeah, so like in the description they gave in the patch notes, it says he gets faster as he gets closer to the opponent. I guess that was their way to alleviate the problem where he would miss, because I don't know like what the initial reason was for that, but their choice in fixing it seems to have done the trick.
Yeah.
And then he got some other buffs just to some smaller things, but overall I think it just made him a better character.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble with him ever since I made to Ultimate, and I don't quite know what it is. I think it might be that I just played so much Little Mac, and I like mixed up my range for smash attacks between the two, and so it feels like I can't pull off the same things that I could previously because I'm mixing him up with Little Mac and not previous Captain Falcon, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But not all the characters got buffed. One of the characters got an enormous nerf, and that was Pichu.
Really?
So one of Pichu's patch notes literally said, "Made easier to hit." And not only that, but most of Pichu's attacks that self-inflict damage got like a 50 to 60% damage increase on itself.
Well, dang. Sucks to be a Pichu, man.
And Pichu's side tilt, which was one of his like reliable kill confirms on the edge of a stage, doesn't seem to really pull it off so much anymore.
Oh no.
So I think some of the nerfs on Pichu were warranted, but that's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I think maybe making Pichu easier to hit maybe should have been the only thing they changed about Pichu. And they just left it at that. Smash Ultimate has been in a great place where they focused on buffing weaker characters rather than nerfing stronger ones. And
Yeah.
I don't want to see them get back to that, you know?
Right.
But Pichu really is the only character that seems to have gotten touched in that way. So hopefully this is not the new norm. And Santi in the chat says F-Tilt was a little ridiculous, but I think the change was too extreme. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting. But that remains to be seen. It's only been out for a few days.
Yeah, maybe they'll buff him again later. Kind of like a half step back.
I know that people are a little worried because Sakurai has recently come out and said that the match statistics online are so close to like 50-50 for every character matchup that he doesn't see the need to do a lot more balancing.
Well, until they throw a new character in there.
I was about to say, like, that'll be the time where they'll have to get back to it. I can understand, like, maybe at some point if they stop adding characters in to be like, well, everything's fairly balanced now, so we're probably good, but...
Yeah, I agree with that to some extent, but I think the competitive community felt a little hurt by that because I don't think their match statistics are being taken into account. But at the same time,
true.
they probably account for like the top 3% of players.
Care
So-
to the casuals.
It's a little bit of a mixed bag. I think Sakurai maybe should pay a little bit more attention to that stuff, and he might be, as evidenced by what happened to Pichu, but who knows?
Let's just make Pichu a bad character.
And Santi says it's a little awkward, though, because online stats are so much different than the higher meta. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at. They don't really align. But there's such a divide between the casual and hardcore player base, and even of the hardcore and the hardest of the hardcore. So it's kind of hard to cater to everybody.
I think he's probably making the right choice by catering to the casuals. We know where his heart is. We know that he wants to make more lighthearted, fun games, and so I don't entirely blame him for not catering to a small minority of the player base.
Yeah, his heart. You're right. His heart is definitely in the right place. He's been more open to the competitive community over the last few years, so he's obviously making an effort to cater to as many people as possible. But he can only go so far with that. You can't blame him.
I don't expect him to be balancing for the competitive scene for like the next 15, 20 years, you know?
Yeah.
At some point, he does have to just kind of like set it down and move on to other things.
If it's anything like Smash Wii U, we'll get one more balance patch after the last DLC character comes out. So there'll be a balance patch with the DLC character, and then one more after that, and then it'll be done. That's my expectation.
Yeah,
and then
sounds reasonable to me.
let him do something else after that, please. Give him a break.
I hope it's not a situation where they like allow him to stop, right? Hopefully it's a
they don't
situation like I feel like stopping, you know, and then he can just stop.
Sakurai
Need
isn't
anybody's
ever
permission.
forced into Super Smash Brothers.
Right.
He always volunteers for it. Or like they ask him and he's like, yeah, I'll do it, because he feels an obligation to it on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's ever being overworked, it's always of his own accord because he owns the
Yeah.
company. So that's just a little bit of self-management.
Sakurai, please sleep.
Take a
Take
break,
a minute,
man.
eat, breathe. Go smell a plant. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a flower. You can go smell like a bush. I don't care. Just go outside. Get some sunlight. Sakurai, please.
So balance patch isn't the only thing that came with this update. We got a few other things. I want to talk about the lesser known of the two, and that being the amiibo support. So you can use your amiibos in battle arenas online now.
Oh.
Oh. So you can like fill out the ring with some NPCs.
Well, I don't know if you can do that, but you can at least replace yourself with an amiibo. You can also, there's a new
So you start
option.
battle
in-
arenas, me and like seven
Seven
Mii
amiibo.
fighters.
There's also a new option to send your amiibo on a training journey. So your amiibo will go online and fight battles and gain experience, and then come back after a few matches.
Okay.
I'm afraid of what it'll learn.
I haven't like played around with that yet, so I don't really know how it works, but it's a cute idea, I think.
Yeah, I think it really all depends on the matchups that are taking place. I mean, unless they just start um fighting, will they fight other like Mii fighters?
I
Not
don't
Mii fighters,
know if they're
Amiibo
like
fighters.
fighting Mii's or if they're fighting amiibos or if they're fighting like human players.
Maybe a mix of both, and then maybe you just get a mess of like battles that don't have anybody involved.
They make the amiibos fight other amiibos online that are also just like lurking.
It's
and then all
Amiibo
it
Fight
does
Club,
is
and we
press
don't
B.
talk about it. Stop talking about it right now.
There was also some changes to quick play. So they made some adjustments to preferred rules. They added a new preferred rule to allow you to use Final Smash Meter online in quick play.
Ooh.
And they removed a preferred rule, being the special flag in the item section, because people were making rule sets that would abuse, capturing special flags in order to gimp wins. Basically, they'd get the first stock, and then they would just keep stockpiling the special flag and, win matches and then end up in Elite Smash.
Oh, without having to do much.
Yeah, so Sakurai actually took a step to kind of alleviate some of that. So it's not getting talked about a lot, but a lot of people really don't know about it. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And then, Logan, you know the most about this one. I don't know if you've played around with it yet.
Yeah. So I've done a few matches, okay? And so it's really like bare bones. It's like you hop in and they put like 4 CPUs up and they're like, "Hey, watch a battle." And you're like, "Okay, you can obviously jump in and play." But like you're only fighting CPUs, like there's like a
That's probably hard to
specific
play.
like yeah, I mean it's always been great like doing all of this Labo stuff, and if I ever want to actually play the game, like I have to like hold my arms up for an extended period of time, and it's super comfortable to do that. Like I totally wish there wasn't
Yeah.
like a head strap or anything like that.
We're
But
talking Labo VR, by the way, for those in the audio version.
yeah, Labo. But like it works out. It's fun. It plays like a game that you would play on your TV, except you get to move your head around a little bit. Are you serious? Are you even gonna do the thing?
So
Not
this is
going
like
to
the
do the
most just basic novelty thing in the whole game.
Yeah, but do you know what the saddest part is?
What's that?
It might be my favorite Labo experience yet.
Really?
Yeah, I just
wasn't
like
expecting
the
that.
act of being okay, wait. When I gotta do the thing. This is really jarring. Okay, there it is. Okay. So like it has you go into it, has you set down and calibrate it, right? And then you back up your face, and then you're going like this. And then you just get a screen. This is VR rule setting. You get to set oh, it looks like there's
Oh.
only time matches.
Yeah, it's only time matches, only CPUs.
He's thinking about your arms.
So it's like, yeah. Yeah,
You could also do a 1v1 where you actually play.
a 1v1.
Yeah, you can play as long as you go up against one CPU.
Oh, right. And I got that. It's always the first slot. You choose a character. It's the full like experience, of Smash Bros, but it's like just in a really bite-sized way. It is a little bit of a different perspective. Like I don't look. It feels like I'm kind of looking up at it. Like they changed the perspective just a little bit to, play with the stereoscopic 3D. The other thing that's funny about it is like if you like hit somebody off the edge, like there's no like clear boundaries where it's in the regular game there'd be like, oh, it's like off the screen, so it doesn't really matter. You can actually like see people like just kind of disappear and explode in midair. So I understand why it's so limited, and I honestly don't think it needs to be more. And I probably might have a little bit of trouble if you were trying to do it online, just based. I don't know how much power the VR part is actually drawing away from everything else. Certainly, big screen door effect. You want to be aware of that. But what else are you gonna get with the Labo VR?
Does the camera not move? Is it just
It
your
moves.
head? The camera
Yeah, so
moves.
like
Okay.
it's centered. So I would say it's a seated experience, right? It's I'm moving my head around. I'm looking at different parts of the stage as needed. And
Right, but
so it's a little bit different.
But it moves with you. But does the camera move independently of you, or does it stay locked on your perspective?
Oh, it stays locked in your perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my question because I was like, Smash could get
not-
dizzying in VR.
Yeah. Like this is the kind of thing, like this is just equivalent at this point to like actually a step above, obviously, something like Virtual Boy, like that's
Okay.
where we're at. Obviously the image is clearer. It looks like what you get out of the 3DS. It's fun enough. They only let you play for a few minutes at a time because they know it's like anything outside of that's going to be not enjoyable. So we'll just give you the most enjoyable form of it. Just play a match. It's a little bit of a novelty. Or
I
mean,
have
maybe
to say, like, I know like the Labo VR is just limited inherently, but I really appreciate that Nintendo's going out of their way to add these experiences to their other first-party games, even if they're not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah,
Order
like
card.
it's not like we're
Please.
at a loss. It's not like we're at a loss because, we have an extra really small VR experience in a game that like didn't need it. But it's here and it's something that I can do, and I hate that I have to like every time I turn it on I have to go back into it.
To games and more.
To games and more, and then the VR at the top. Oh my god, it's not even letting me do it.
Does the VR button disappear in docked mode, or does it stay there?
I would imagine that it would stay. I don't know there'd be any reason to take it away, or
Because if that's the case, I'm gonna go downstairs after this show and turn on VR mode on my TV and just see what it does.
What does VR mode on your TV do?
Science.
You're just gonna
We
get
gotta
the
find
split
out.
image just without like the goggles. That's my
I mean,
assumption
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, my thing right now is I want to see how and if I can pump the image through my Vive somehow. Though it's probably more
Complicated than like the PSVR would be.
I would imagine so.
I kind of want to like hit up Don after he gets back from Japan and have him tell us what it's like to play Smash in the PSVR.
Yeah, because that would be the thing. If you could up the resolution just a little bit, and obviously, just get a better headset. I mean, down the line, it's gonna happen, right? We're gonna have headsets, whether they be just better cardboard ones, or a Nintendo official one room scale tracking down the line. Who knows? But for now, like, this is kind of neat. Fun to play around with. It's accessible. It's fun to build. And ultimately, you get to play a little bit of Smash in 3D. And I've been missing that aspect. I like being able to play Smash in 3D. Yeah, it just kind of looks like a wider 3DS screen in a lot of ways. I honestly, we should just stop podcasting now because I'm ready to play more.
You should really pick up that Sweatproof Gaming Labo VR head strap.
The Sweatproof Gaming Labo VR headset. Maybe I will.
Guys, quit saying their name. They haven't sponsored us yet. We gotta get the money first.
I mean, for $14 and the way it works, it's a pretty sweet little gizmo.
Yeah.
I say
Definitely
gizmo,
nifty.
but it's just a strap. So yeah, that's
Certainly would
really
make this
it.
easier.
That's really it for the Smash updates. I was a little surprised at how extensive the updates were, considering this was a 0.1 update and not like a 1.0 update. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. It's a little interesting because, you know, E3 is like, what, a week and a half away from now?
Oh, gosh.
And I imagine...
Is it really that close?
Yeah. And I imagine the next Smash character will be announced there, and presumably that would come alongside Smash 4.0.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just call it the summer update. So I don't think it'll be too long before we see what's next.
I'm ready. Give me more Smash, Daddy Sakurai.
And a little bit smaller news, there are 2 more characters coming to Mario Tennis Aces, a game they are still supporting.
Did they make it good yet?
I think this is the end of the line, and that's because they've announced that these are the final 2 characters coming to the game. And that's Dry Bowser and Fire Piranha Plant. Not regular Piranha Plant, Fire Piranha Plant.
So what they're saying is Piranha Plant is fire.
Yeah, I think Piranha Plant is like a mainstream Mario character now.
I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Definitely cute. Dry Bowser's a little less interesting to me, but, you know, it's still cool. We've only gotten to play as him in, like, I think Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
So, glad to have that coming as well. I'm just glad
Hopefully now that they're done with, like, characters, maybe they'll add in, you know, more modes and more stuff to do.
that would be nice. I think they've
Characters
added,
are
like,
cool and all, but, like...
they've added a little bit to the story mode since launch. Not, like, a lot.
Did they add another Infinity Stone?
They didn't do that. They added, like, an entire cutscene to the game for some reason. Like, it was a prequel cutscene showing how Wario and Waluigi got the possessed racket in the first place. And I'm like, why did they add that, like, a year after the game came out? Was this game not done?
Do you think the game was done?
I
I'm pretty
think-
sure, like, no one thinks the game was done when it launched.
It was more done than Ultra Smash. I'm just, like, shocked that they did it twice in a row.
Nintendo,
What is
Please.
going on?
put the time and just finish it
Please.
first.
Man, I'm looking at this list of characters from Mario Tennis Aces. There's 30 characters?
It's a pretty
Doesn't
big
speak-
roster.
Yeah. And it's a good like mix of like weird stuff too, which is great. Like it's not just here's a bunch of really generic ones. I mean, obviously there's Bowser Jr., Spike, Chain Chomp was a
Boom
big
Boom is
one,
in there.
Blooper,
Oh, Boom
Birdo, PD Piranha is in here. Luma, Boom Boom, Pauline, Kamek, Dry Bones, and now, you know, topping it off with Dry Bowser and Fire Piranha Plant. Like this is
I don't think like
it's like-
Pauline can be understated. That's probably like the coolest character addition to the whole roster.
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, it was just that appearance in Odyssey. Like she is now like a new mainstay, right? Like they just
It's
kind of
the
ignored her
Renaissance.
for years and they're like, okay, what does she look like now?
They did
they
bring her
brought-
back
brought her
briefly
back.
for the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series.
No.
In fact, I'm
Pretty
pretty sure her design hasn't changed like since then. That's the design they used in Odyssey.
Guys, we know that Pauline has made it because she was in Smash.
You're right. She did make it. Yeah, I hope Pauline becomes more of a mainstay character, kind of like Rosalina did. In fact, like
Yes, please.
Nintendo is hinting at the fact that they haven't revealed all the playable characters for Super Mario Maker 2. I think we might get like Peach, Rosalina, and I'm really crossing my fingers that Pauline is also one of the playable characters.
I'd be into that.
Santi's asking if Nabbit is in the game. I think Nabbit will be one of them, and if there's one more, I think it would be Wario. And that's probably it.
No Waluigi.
I just have a hard time thinking that they would put Waluigi in.
But
Just
he's
because
my
the-
boy.
I want him as much as you do. It's just like they've kept him separated from the Mario canon for so long. It's like they want to refuse it. He's too tall. He's too big, guys.
No.
That's the sad part. Is it's probably something they would say as a response.
I wouldn't be upset if that was their like official response. Yeah, well, Luigi's not in here because he's too tall.
I
Fight
mean,
me.
wasn't Waluigi introduced in the tennis games?
Yep, Mario Tennis on 64 was his first official appearance.
So essentially they just needed a counterpart for doubles, with Mario versus Wario.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, I guess we gotta create a whole new character for that.
And I mean, Daisy
then
was
he
kind of the
just-
same thing, even though she did technically get introduced in Super Mario Land.
Right.
We almost got Wa Peach.
I
They
just
were so
it would
close.
be. I feel like Waluigi just really deserves a spot at this point. We got Daisy, we got Peach, we got Rosalina, we got Bowser. The only other characters are like Toad, but he's like, yeah, let's get Toad in there as a character.
I know, like, Yoshi's in there as, like, a power-up, but I also wouldn't mind if there was just a playable Yoshi, because you can play as Yoshi in Super Mario Run, so, like, the precedent's already there.
Can Yoshi ride Yoshi?
I'm assuming that would be a possibility under the circumstances.
That makes me want it more. Also, I'd love if Piranha Plant was playable.
I also
Piranha
want to...
Plant riding a Yoshi.
Can we also get Master Chief?
Yes.
It's just a crime at this point that he's not.
Like, on a more serious note, we did hear that, and we're hearing this from Game Explained, that the Mystery Mushroom, like, amiibo costumes from Super Mario Maker have been removed in their entirety from Super Mario Maker 2. So, in my mind, to kind of, like, make up for some of that, maybe they should, go a little harder on some of the playable characters.
Yeah.
Because, like, the biggest setback for the Mystery Mushroom costumes was that you could only use them in the Super Mario Brothers style. But with these characters, you can use them in all 5 styles of the game. So you just give us less, and then we can use them in all 5 styles. That's a fair trade in my mind.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would rather the ability to play as Luigi in every game style over getting to play as the Inkling in squid form in Super Mario Brothers. So it's kind of disappointing on one hand, but like if that's why we get multiple characters, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Right.
That said, like, all the assets from Super Mario Maker are still there. I guess I just don't understand what prevented them from porting it over to the new game. Santi says, or
those
they
are
could
dead.
just let us use all the amiibo costumes in all styles. Yeah, that wouldn't be a monumental amount of work.
But they do it because they love us.
They
Yeah, just give him a few extra years.
DLC for later when they finish all the styles. That's why it's not there now. Figured it out.
So a reason to actually be upset at Super Mario Maker 2,
Don't tell me. Don't say it.
we're
I'm
going there, Paul.
God.
You cannot queue up with friends online.
Why?
There it is.
Why?
There it is.
You can
End of the
only
world,
queue
guys.
with randoms.
I don't
like
want
you
to play with
randoms.
randoms. I have friends. Okay? I have friends. I don't need randoms. Okay?
Okay, but if you could play online with your friends, then you wouldn't play locally with your friends. That's how it
Why
works.
can't I do both? Because I'm not.
No. Nintendo knows that if you could play online, you wouldn't play locally with your friends at all, ever. Like ever. You just wouldn't want to do it. That's why
what
they
about my
kept it
friends
out.
that aren't local?
How
How do I play with those?
Spend some good money
Lots
on
of gas money.
Yeah, and if you're not doing it, you are wasting your time.
So
So
it would be
Can't have
one
it.
thing if you could only play with friends and couldn't play with randoms. I would get that. I don't understand the reverse at all. That doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
they're like, we don't actually want to put the option there. Not because we don't want it, but like we're so tired already, and we just want to get the game out of here. So
I
that's
do
gonna be the one thing we leave out.
I do want to clarify though. Game Explain reached out to Nintendo for comment on this, and they did respond to them, and that's what ended up getting us the official confirmation. However, the verbiage that they used was "at this time."
Covering their butts. Okay, I respect that.
So my assumption is that playing with friends will be coming to the game either before launch as an update or post-launch as an update.
I hope so. It
I
is
don't
such
believe
a
it.
random move to just like, hey, here's online cooperative play without your friends.
Santi saying
Yeah, how
paid
dare
DLC.
you
Please
cooperate.
don't do that. Man, this whole thing, I just don't understand it.
It's so
Nintendo's-
baffling.
Yeah.
It's like we
If
could
anyone
never
was
have
thinking that would be
every
Nintendo.
every like little thing. It'd be one thing if there was no online at all. Like we'd have the only thing we'd have to complain about is the fact there's no online. But they only went far enough to let us play with people we don't know.
What's the point?
Nintendo, there's a slogan I want to remind you of. Stranger danger. Okay.
Yeah,
During
this
the
is really
direct,
irresponsible on
Think of the
Nintendo's
children.
during the direct, we had so many worries. Like, are we not going to be able to play with friends online? Was one of them that was going around, and are we not going to be able to play locally? Was one of them going around. Turns out you can play locally, on a single system. I mean, up to 4 players. So I'm glad that that's there.
Mhm.
But why does that come at the expense of playing online with my friends, which, in my mind, would be easier to pull off, like from a technical standpoint?
Right.
I don't see what's going on there. I hope they have good news for us during the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational, or, otherwise until launch, because
Mm-hmm.
this is not going to stop me from buying the game. I'm still super excited for this game, but that's a real bummer. It's like when we found out in Splatoon 1 that you couldn't like party up on the same team in Turf War. That was like a
Wow.
big slap in the face. And it's still a
You
problem
guys-
in
We know you
Splatoon
guys
2.
don't have friends. We know you guys don't have friends, so we're just gonna partner you up with random people.
They made it
No one
easier in
has friends.
Splatoon 2.
You don't need it.
They made it a lot easier in Splatoon 2. In fact, they did a lot of things to make playing with friends better in Splatoon 2, and I'll commend them for that. And it improved even post-launch. But for Super Mario Maker, like, this is something I would absolutely expect from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, enough of me ranting, because I could yell at the top of my lungs about this for the next hour.
Yeah, this is a deal breaker. I'm not buying Super Mario Maker 2 anymore. It's not happening. I'll spend $60 on the remake of Bubsy 3D. That's what I'll spend my money on instead.
I think the saddest thing of it all is, like, I was excited about doing, race streams where the 3 of us could go online and play together, and we can't do that now.
Unless we get
My heart-
lucky, we
And we-
might randomly
randomly get signed together.
meet up.
we
We did
stream
it.
it until we get matched with each other.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
like 99% of the stream, and then we get separated after the fact.
No.
No, come back.
How to play online with your friends on Super Mario Maker 2.
So we're running a little short on time, but I do want to quickly get through some of this Pokemon news. So we had the Pokemon Press Conference 2019. It was pretty brief, and a lot of it didn't necessarily target.
If you have
like-
one of these Pokemon,
Yes, not all of it necessarily targeted us, but there are a couple key things I do want to mention. First of all, being that Detective Pikachu will be coming to Nintendo Switch
yes.
with a different ending from the movie, so it'll be going in its own direction. So that's pretty cool. They didn't specify whether it is a port of the original game with new content or if this is just a full-on sequel. But regardless, it's coming to Switch, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I want to
Or
take a Pikachu there.
Pikachu.
Next up is the successor to Pokemon Bank, being Pokemon Home. You'll be able
I
to.
thought it was in addition to, or
It
this
is an
was
addition, but it also serves as a Pokemon box, which is what Pokemon Bank is.
right.
So you can transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home, from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee to Pokemon Home. You can transfer your Pokemon from pretty much any game in the series to Pokemon Home.
Huh.
Because you can
So all my Pokemon are home.
Yeah, you can uptrade from Red and Blue all the way up to a game that connects to Bank, and then connect Bank to Home, and now you have your legacy Pokemon.
And lots of money to spend on these services. I mean, they're not that expensive. It's like $5 a year for a Pokemon Bank.
Yeah, super cheap.
Yeah.
And even if you stopped paying, I think you get a 5 or 6 month grace period before your Pokemon are deleted.
Oh.
Could you imagine just collecting all those Pokemon for all those years and then just not being able to pay $5 for a year
And losing
for whatever
everything.
reason? I'll be like, I don't know, guys. And then for some reason, you can't just get $5 for the Pokemon Bank, and all of those rare shiny Pokemon that you've stored up over the years, they just disappear.
Okay, I gotta
That's
tell a
so
story
nice.
real quick. You guys reminded me.
Okay.
Okay. I like where this is going.
I had a dream last night that I was playing Pokemon Go. And I don't even know where I was necessarily in the real world, but I was playing Pokemon Go, and there was a lot of Pokemon on my screen. I just bought 200 Pokeballs. And I'm throwing Pokeballs at starter Pokemon because there's a lot of starter Pokemon around me. And then I noticed a Mewtwo pop up. Not a raid battle Mewtwo. It just showed up, and I was like, all right, I'm going to throw a Pokeball at this Mewtwo. But then it transformed into another Pokemon. It was Mewtwo, but with purple skin and crystals coming out of its body.
So
And-
Ditto.
And I captured it. I ended up capturing it, and I was like, I've never seen this Pokemon before. I did a reverse Google image search, and I couldn't find it. But I looked in my Pokedex. I was like, I'm the first person in the world to catch this Pokemon. And I looked at the Pokedex, and its name, I'm just going to let you guess what its name was. One guess each.
Ditto. Ditto's my guess.
My guess is Mewstole Crystal 258.
Mew 3.
All right, boys, here it is. This incredibly new mythical Pokemon's name was Bill.
Why has Nintendo not hired you to write Pokemon yet? Why has this not happened?
I don't know. But yeah,
You
that's
caught
my
the
story.
Bill.
I'm the first person in the world to capture Bill.
I mean, other people have tried, right?
No, no one even knew about him. I was the first to discover him too.
But I mean, he's gonna come out of the costume, right?
Yeah, probably. But
We know what Bill's into. Okay.
so going back to Pokemon Home, the coolest feature about it, if you ask me, is the fact that you can use the app to trade Pokemon with other people who have Pokemon Home.
Oh, that's pretty nifty, actually.
Yeah, so you don't have to trade Pokemon through the games. You can just transfer them to Home and then trade them freely with people online. It's pretty nice.
Oh my god.
I'm into that.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Logan, I think you made a discovery.
Yeah, I looked up Bill.
Did you find
You
him?
know, do you remember that part? I think it's in the first Pokemon game when the
That's
guy
what I was
turns
referring
himself
to.
into a Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah, that's what Paul was memeing about.
Okay, that
Well,
sounds like
in the anime,
that-
he's wearing a costume.
Yeah, but in the game, he transforms into a Nidoran, right? Or
Yeah.
Nidorino.
Right. So apparently he got himself turned back and then turned himself into a mutated Mewtwo.
Oh, so I captured actual Bill.
You captured
yeah.
Bill, dude.
I like that the Pokedex is aware of this.
I can still hear
I-
him banging on the glass
you
of the Pokedex
believe
screen.
that? Brandon's dream was canon.
See? I really should be a part of Game Freak now.
Oh man.
Send him
Santi
your
says,
resume.
wasn't it a Clefairy? In the Let's Go games, it was a Nidorino. They may have changed it.
Yeah, something like that.
It doesn't matter. The important thing is he transformed himself into a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And not like a sandwich.
That's also an acceptable transformation, but
As long as I can eat him, it's the only good kind of sandwich.
so they also announced Pokemon
Yeah,
Masters,
useful
which is a new mobile game in collaboration with Dina,
Dina.
where you battle alongside gym leaders and champions from previous regions against other gym leaders and champions from previous regions. I guess you can have conversations with them and stuff. It looks like a visual novel and a Pokemon game at the same time.
Oh,
From the
I'm
little
into
we've
that.
seen. Yeah, and it looks like it's an actual Pokemon battle system. Like
Ooh.
the actual thing, maybe with less moves.
So you're not like
Yeah. It's like actually one to keep your eyes on. I keep seeing this image of Brock because Brock was in the trailer and like his shirt explodes off of him because of his muscles and then like he crosses his arms like he does in the original game.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep seeing that all over the internet. Pretty sure that's a new meme format. Yeah, so that's one to look out for. I believe it's coming out later this year, and they'll have more information in the summertime.
yay.
And then the weirdest announcement has to be the announcement of Pokemon Plus Plus, or Pokemon Go Plus Plus, and Pokemon Sleep. So Pokemon Go Plus Plus is a brand new device in the line of Pokemon Pluses that tracks your sleep. You set it next to you in your bed, and it has a accelerometer in it that can tell when you move.
Nope. Just
Okay.
stop it right now. Stop it. Get it out of my room. I don't need this. I don't want it. It's weird. It's creepy.
Turns out this is not an original idea. There is a
So
game
weird.
on the Vita that does the exact same thing.
Okay,
It's the
whatever.
government, man.
But yeah, it tracks how much you sleep and it rewards you for it. Like in Pokemon Go and in this new game called Pokemon Sleep, which we know very little about. And that's about it
It's
as far
something.
as right now is concerned.
Hope you guys will have fun gamifying your sleep, where I get the pure reward of just feeling rested in the morning.
You're not going to get the pure reward of rest because you're just not going to sleep.
Wow.
What? You think I need this to be able to go to sleep? Is that what you're saying?
It's an incentive.
Does it also like make Pokemon noises to like help you fall asleep, kind of like a wave machine?
I don't know.
That would be
like
that'd be a nice touch.
different like a Snorlax, just
I'd be into that. No, it sings the Jigglypuff song to you.
Snore.
But you can also use it as a standard Pokemon Go Plus, and it's kind of nice. It has the advantage that the Pokemon Go or Pokeball Go or the Pokeball Plus has because it's rechargeable.
Okay, that might
yeah,
be
that's
worth investing in.
important.
Yeah. So there you go. You have another option for Pokeball Plus, or Pokemon Go Plus, Pokemon Go Plus Plus, Poke Plus Go Ball Plus, Poke
Pokeball
Park Wii.
plus go minus plus differential.
Excuse me.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
And then they did a promotion where they released a bunch of Snorlax into the wild that were asleep. And
I caught one.
are they still in the game right now?
I have no idea. It was a couple days ago that I caught mine.
Okay. See, I'm out of Pokeballs, so I haven't like opened up the app in a few days. Huh?
Oh, Brandon, I'm out of gifts.
I've been out of gifts for a while.
We should going again.
Yeah, I wanted to do that tomorrow if it doesn't rain, but I think it's going to storm today.
I need to get my battery replaced on my phone so it'll last more than 5 minutes.
Oh, there's a Snorlax.
Yeah. So Snorlax is still out there for those of you who are in need of a Snorlax.
I'm gonna catch him.
And then that's it for Pokemon news. Everything else in that was pretty small,
missed.
like the Uniqlo t-shirts, right? Or no, it wasn't Uniqlo. There's t-shirts. You could buy shirts.
Wow. I
Uh
didn't catch him.
oh. Did he get away?
I'm still trying.
Okay.
I missed my ball. It won't tell me what his CP is.
So Paul, I think for the rest of the show, or like the last few minutes, why don't you just throw us a few of your E3 predictions, since we weren't able to have you last time?
Well, I'm not quite sure what to even like expect. I've been trying to think about this, and like I expect some Animal Crossing. I'm gonna predict that we're going to get another property from Nintendo thrown at Ubisoft.
Okay.
It's happened twice now. They gave him Mario. They gave him Star Fox. I'm wondering what's next. I'm hoping something, maybe F-Zero, because I want F-Zero.
You should
F-Zero.
go back and listen to some of my predictions then on the podcast. If you haven't already.
I don't have time. I spend so much time in trailers without internet.
Well, I'll say this: I'm
You also want F-Zero?
forever be on the F-Zero train.
It just needs to come back at this point. Please. I'm trying to think of
Maybe.
like what
We'll
else
see.
hasn't been on. The problem is like at this point, like most things that I would have want has already come to Switch. So I don't even know what to like ask for at this point. Anything they can throw at me is going to be all right with me.
Something new that we didn't know we want. What's
that's
the
always a
next
good
thing?
one.
What is
There's-
Nintendo
yeah.
doing? Where's the next Splatoon? That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Remember our
Oh, wait.
reaction to Splatoon when that game was first announced? At first, we were disappointed it was not like a big new game in a Nintendo franchise.
And then
Yeah, well,
once we saw
it's
it
funny
in
because we had been
action-
asking
Yeah.
for new stuff. Like, when's Nintendo going to release something new? And then we were like, what?
Oh, hey, that's a Snorlax. Wow.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to
catch
be in
too.
the game.
The first one I
A
caught, like
lot.
the CP was like 125. This one's 2100.
Oh,
It's pretty
Good
good.
catch. Sorry.
But yeah, like something like Splatoon that really just takes us by surprise.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we can ever hope for is just something new and exciting. I
Yeah.
do still really want a couple of games ported, mainly that Metroid Prime trilogy. I'd also really like that Sunshine and Galaxy remake, or just upgrade, or just existence.
That would be nice.
Just put it on Switch for me, man. That's all I want. Give me a Sunshine VR experience too while you're at it.
Oh, that could be cool. Little gyro flood action.
Yeah, I'd be really into that, I think.
So if you had like one megaton crazy announcement prediction that you could throw at me, what would it be?
Punch Out featuring Bob Ross.
Perfect.
Bob Ross's Punch Out. There we go.
Bob Ross's Punch Out for Nintendo Switch. That's Paul's crazy prediction. Watch it come true. It's going to be the new Monkey game. Remember Monkey Game, Logan?
Yes, Monkey Game. Yes, it is part of me. That's how I was able to predict it before it happened.
For those who aren't in the know, during last year's Game Awards program, Logan kept predicting they were going to announce Monkey Game. And not only did we get a Monkey Game, we got two Monkey Games. My mind was shattered by how unbelievably accurate Logan's ridiculous
Dude,
want was.
I had a sixth sense about it. Like, I to tell you, like, and I'm so glad that it existed because I was like feeling the pre-hype. Like, I didn't really know why I was feeling so hype, but that was it.
We got two Monkey Games. How did you do that?
Which two?
I don't even remember what they were. Was one of them Ape Out?
I honestly can't even remember.
There was like one like super high detail monkey game where you played as a monkey, just like swinging from
I
trees
think
and stuff.
that one was like Ancestors or something like.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
We should have uploaded that reaction. Monkey game.
Yeah, I think it was Ancestors.
Okay.
The human. Yeah.
That's my new prediction, is that
Humankind
Monkey Game is
Odyssey.
coming to Switch.
It's coming to PlayStation. Oh, it's coming to Epic Games Store August 27th and PlayStation Xbox December 2019. Yeah, you play as Monkey, and I'm going to Monkey.
Monkey Game.
Monkey Game.
And then,
Monkey
Paul,
Game.
my last question for you is who's
Yes,
joining the
no,
roster in
no,
Smash
yes,
Ultimate?
Maybe Monster Hunter better, or else.
I like where your head's at.
He's the only character I want at this point. Anything else, cherry on top. But the last character I need is Monster Hunter. I can fight over Thalos, but not as a hunter.
Yeah, that really is a shame.
I mean, I guess you could technically do the costume for the Mii fighter, but that's not.
That costume isn't in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I thought it was.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look. Maybe I just
Like
don't
the
have
only
it.
way they can justify that for me is in the next Monster Hunter game on Switch. They make a Mii fighter armor set that makes your hunter look like the Mii fighter from Smash. But
Oh, I
dressed
would buy that in a
Hunter?
heartbeat.
That'd be like the stupidest little crossover, but I'd actually I'd be into it.
At the very least, like, if they need to get the proportions to work, they could just like give it to your Palico.
I need that now. I need that so badly. It's so dumb, but I want my little Palico to be a Mii fighter.
So
a Mii
that
hunter.
that brings us to the end of episode 43 of Nintendo Stuff. Guys, we are very close to E3 2019.
It's almost like we're gonna be there.
It's like early soon. It's like a little over a week.
We're going to have one more episode of Nintendo Stuff before E3 2019 takes place. And we hope some cool stuff happens.
Always.
Yeah.
And we got you got that Pokemon Direct beforehand, right? That's
Yes,
this
Pokemon
week?
Direct is next week. We might do Nintendo Stuff Extra, depending on how that turns out. We'll keep you updated on that. And Logan and I will probably do a reaction to that. Maybe not live streamed, but we will upload it for sure.
I would love to join you guys for that, but I work nights. Why did I
Oh,
do this
wait,
to
it's in the
myself?
morning.
Oh,
I forget. It's at 8 a.m., actually. We're going to have to wake up early for that one.
No.
I just gotta stay up a few hours late.
And you could sleep in a little bit, too, to make up for it.
Yeah, I guess that would work. My schedule's weird.
I don't envy it, but you're making the best of it right now.
Yeah,
At the very least, we can have you here, and that's the most important thing.
I'm glad to finally be back on the podcast. It was a long 2 weeks.
Yeah. We missed you.
I miss you guys too, and I miss being here.
Welcome
The
back.
nice thing is
baby.
that my weekends are gonna get slightly longer every other weekend from here on out, so I'm finally going to not work 48 hours every week for the foreseeable future.
Good.
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 So make sure to join us next week for the Pokemon Direct. We'll keep you updated on Nintendo stuff. Paul and I are going to be preparing our trip to Los Angeles, so I can't guarantee that there will be a Nintendo stuff next week during the weekend. So we'll keep you posted on that. But definitely we'll be doing some Pokemon related stuff, and probably a Nintendo stuff extra depending on what gets announced. So you have that to look forward to. Again, if you want to be here for the live streams of these podcasts, you can donate to our Patreon as little as $1 a month, or become a channel member over on our YouTube channel. Those are both ways to get into the private live streams. And then these will always be available to everybody else on podcast sources and on the YouTube channel as a video after the fact. So don't worry. Even if you can't donate or you don't want to, no worries. You're still going to get the podcast as you would normally from us here. Once again, we're going to be kind of workshopping this for a few weeks. If we decide it doesn't work out, we'll switch back. So we'll definitely communicate with you guys on how we want to handle it going forward. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at BabbitBabs. Follow Logan at LoggyDubs. Follow Paul at Gunnysaurus. You can follow us as a collective at Breakroom Arcade. If you want to keep up with the conversation, join our Discord. There's a link in the description below in the YouTube video. We love talking to you guys. We like to hang out. We have, game parties every once in a while. It's just a good time. So make sure you do that. And if you're new here, like, subscribe, and rate us on podcast sources. Helps us out a lot. We finally have 5 stars on iTunes, guys.
We did it.
Sweet.
We did
It's
it.
only been like a
You
year.
really made it.
We finally got 5 stars on iTunes,
You
and I
did
think
it.
the last time I
Keep it
checked,
up.
it was 2 ratings.
Wow.
Nice. Wow.
But we did it.
Really going places.
I'll make a bunch of iTunes accounts so we can get that number up.
I think that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it's still listed as 2 ratings. But oh well. So we will see you guys next time for Nintendo stuff. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us all the time. We really appreciate it. So don't break your backs. Break in the games. But for now, break time's over.